Hello, if this is the first video that you're watching, hello, I'm Kelsey and I am your photographer. If you know me, hey girl. But today I'm going to talk about payment plans, how they work, and why people use them. So if you have paid in full for your product, if you're planning on paying in full for your product, you don't have to watch this. This is all about payment plans and how it works. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about how the payment plan works and why we do it. I'm all about budgeting. I'm all about, if you're going to give me a payment plan, I'm going to use it just because why not? You know what I mean? So the first thing is, why do we use it? It's budget friendly. It's for people who don't want to drop the money like that. You know what I mean? So let's say you're starting at the $1,600 album, right? And you're like, I want to go as low as possible. You're going to do a 12-month payment plan. We can push your session to 12 months out. So if you're like, let's shoot a 12-month payment plan, and that would be, you know, less, that's easily $200 a month. You know what I mean? So perfect. We will do a 12-month payment plan on $200 a month. And, you know, super doable for most people who want to do this. And we push your session to be when that is at least 3 months before that's paid off. And the reason I do that is just so you're not shooting now and waiting 12 months for your reveal and your products. You know what I mean? So it's better to just get excited, get ready, do the payment plan, and then we shoot. Like I said, we could schedule it at least 3 months before it would be paid off. Get you in the studio for that. We shoot, and then we're not waiting so much time for the product and the reveal. So that's how the prepayment plan works. So when you book in a session, you are going to choose through the collections and the a la carte, figure out what you want, and then we can start the payment plan within 2 weeks of booking. Then we pretty much just set it on auto pay, set it, forget it, and then you don't have to worry about it. I take care of that. I do have questions on a payment plan after your session. So I do allow a 4-month window to do a post-payment plan. And that is for women who want to upgrade. That's for women who decide to start smaller. 99 out of 100 girls upgrade, because you do fall in love with these images. You fall in love with your photos. You fall in love with how the album looks, you know, the bigger album, the more luxe album compared to the small $1,600 album. It's just when you see that clicks with the value of it. You're like, this is my, you know, Birkin bag of photography. You know, it's going to be that thing that you cherish, you value. It's that investment in yourself that, you know, how it's like that self-care that I did this for myself. You know what I mean? I think that's why a lot of women really fall in love with it when they see it. So if you are starting smaller and you decide to upgrade at your reveal, you have a 4-month window. So that's weekly payments, bi-weekly, or monthly. So say you're doing a $1,200 upgrade, that's, you know, 4 payments of $300. That's, you know, 8 payments of $150. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of women do start out on the collection, because they think, well, if I can have 12 months to split this payment, I might as well get what I want and split it that way. You know what I mean? So I do have a lot of women that do that. So you could start big, stretch that payment plan out, or you can start small. And if you decide you want to upgrade, you do that at the reveal and ordering appointment, but you only get those 4 months to do a payment plan, or else you're going to pay in full at your reveal session. I have a lot of women that are like, okay, I did a payment plan on, you know, the a la carte album. I do want to upgrade to get my digitals and a bigger album and a better cover. So here's my credit card. Or, you know, I have women that, you know, if you apply for a firm or afterpay before you come to your reveal, you know what you have as a balance. You can use that. I have a lot of girls that do that too. So you don't have to stick with the smaller option when you see your photos. You're more than welcome to upgrade. You're more than welcome to stay where you're at. The point is you can have the payment plan, but it's only a 4-month payment plan after your session. So you could do a payment plan decide, hey, I freaking love these pictures. I need to upgrade. Here's Affirm. Here's PayPal credit. If not, we're going to do a 4-month stretch. So that's why a lot of women will just get, I want this. I want the digitals. I want the bigger album. I want the nice covers. I want 3 outfits and 3 sets. I'm going to do a collection. The most popular collections are the $3,600 and $4,800 collections. But if you're splitting that in 12 months, it's pretty darn doable if you're not paying in full. I have other women that decide I want to put, half down on an Affirm and I want to do half payment plan. You're more than welcome to do that too. I'm very easy to work with, as long as we're in communication with it. So that is how the payment plans work. We get you on the payment plan within 2 weeks of booking. If you pay in full, you do get extra bonuses for doing that. So those are good options to have. So that is the payment plan option. That's how it works. I have a lot of you that have reached out asking about it. Here it is. It's very, very flexible, very doable. It's a minimum of $200 a month. I think all women should do this because it is a form of self-care. And people often ask, how come photography has been so expensive for all these years? It's like, okay, well, it's a luxury because it's not a necessity, for one, but for two, I like to think of it this way. If you went to Walmart and you got a Walmart purse for $20 and you went to Louis Vuitton and got a purse for $3,000, how are you going to value those? Are you going to take your Walmart purse, the $20 Walmart purse, and clean it off and look at it often and be like, I did that for myself. I got that for myself. I valued myself enough to say, hey, you deserve this. Probably not. You're going to take that Walmart purse, you're going to throw it on the floor. You're going to be like, where did I put that purse? Oh, there's mud on it. There's food on it. You're not going to do that with your Louis Vuitton purse. You're going to probably put it on the shelf. You probably kept the box from it. You probably kept the bag it came in. You're going to proudly put it on your shelf. You're going to clean it off. You're going to look at it very often. And when you walk around with it, you're going to feel good about yourself because you allowed yourself that self-care, that self-value. You allowed yourself to pick yourself, to do something nice for yourself. It's the same thing with boudoir photography. You're allowing yourself to say you deserve something that's going to make you feel good. And that's why that price tag is on it, I think, because it helps you value it more than, say, spending $75 on pictures where you're like, nah, I forgot about them. They were $75 and they're not that good for $75. It's the experience you get. It's the mindset. It's the confidence. It's the self-care. It's the documentation of who you are at this time. There's not a lot of things that you have that in 10 years you can look back on and say, that's who I was then, and it's documented, and I remember how she felt, and I remember how it got me to this point. You know what I mean? So that is why it's an important thing to do. It's not just pictures. It's the experience. It's the mindset shift. It's the self-care. It's the I love myself. I valued myself. I chose myself. Nobody else gets to say that they chose me more than I did myself. You know what I mean? And it's important to do that. It's important to live your life and say, I loved her then. That's when I decided to love her. So put yourself first. Very budget friendly. Let me know if you want to talk.